take a look at the pasuk and Rashi and Onkelos. How they come to opposite conclusions, and maybe you can help us to make up shara, make peace between, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay.
We'll try. Mishpatim. Yeah, we were in Mishpatim this week, no? Page 247.
247 in the good book.
Yeah, in the good book.
Tough love.
Yeah, 247. Pasuk Tet.
247.
All right, this is like Matan Torah. So Moshe and Aaron of you went up. They went up, right? The mountain. And this is at Matan Torah. And Pasuk Yud says, Vayiru et Elahei Yisrael. They beheld the vision of the God of Israel. The Tachas Raglov, and underneath his feet, Kemas Livnas Hasapir. That's very difficult. They beheld the God, Matan Torah, Moshe, Aaron, and the Zikanim beheld a mystical vision of God. And underneath, how do they have that, Yaakov? How do they, 24:10? How do they translate that?
24:10?
Yeah.
And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet a kind of paved work like a sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness.
Underneath his feet, capital H?
Underneath his feet, yes.
Capital H. Underneath his feet, they saw a brickwork of sapphire, and what? And the
And they
essence.
saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet a kind of paved work of a sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness.
Well, what does that mean? Difficult what they saw, right? So look what Rashi says. They saw the God of Israel.
The gods.
The God.
The gods.
Elohim is always plural. Why is Elohim always plural? Because Midas Hadin, Midas Harachim, right? They saw the God. Elohim is plural, right? The word Elohim is plural.
It's always plural. There's never singular.
It's okay here.
That's what you.
I know, but the word Elohim
That's
is always
plural
plural.
also. Construct.
The word Elohim is always plural.
Why is it Elohim and not Elohim?
Because
It's construct. That'd be plural.
it's like Elohim. Elokeh is like Elohim.
Is that a smichut?
No. Maybe you have to Ulpan teacher. It should have said the year was Elohim Yisrael, but it's not proper grammar, so it's Elokeh Yisrael. You don't say Elohim Yisrael, you say Elokeh Yisrael.
Raglav Shilmi.
Kaviyachal Kodesh Baruch Hu. But it's an anthropomorphism, no? So what did they see? Well, look at Rashi. Vayiru et Elokeh Yisrael.
Which pasuk again?
Yud. Nistaklu, they stared. Nistaklu means to meditate, to stare. They titu. Nischayvu mita. They meditated and they looked on, and they were chayiv misa. Why were they chayiv misa?
You couldn't see God and live.
Look at footnote Vav. Ritzayin Eloimar, Nispaklu balev. What does that mean? They looked with their heart. See footnote Vav? Avalo Yeri Amam, you can't see they actually saw a physical image. God says that no human being can see me. So when it says they stared, it's with the inner eye, whatever that means, with the inner eye. Faklu balev. So, and they were chayiv misa. God didn't want to spoil the party. Which party? Of Matan Torah. The Himton, and he waited. Another of you got what's coming to them when the Mishkan was inaugurated. It was a Canaan, and then later on, when did the elders, they got what's coming for staring. The Yom Kippur only name. Later on, when the people began to murmur, they said, remember Clara Parker, where's the beef? And they began complaining, then a fire broke out and destroyed the Zikanim.
So everybody did get whacked.
So they got punished later on.
Everybody got whacked just at a different time.
Except Moshe and Aaron, they didn't get whacked. No, the Avihu and the children of the Canaan got later on. Like Kemasa Livna Sasapir, what does that mean?
Not of an Avihu got whacked?
Yeah, you know that.
Yes,
The
not
two
the
sons.
view, yes.
The two sons of Aaron.
And then the Zikanim, they got burned up. So it's saying they had an open account because they acted not with respect.
Exactly.
You know how you free?
When they stared at God.
Not we ever did it, but.
When they stared at God. What? We see exactly what their offense was in the next puzzle. But what do you mean kemasa livnas asapir? What do you mean brickwork? A sapphire brick, Avram. What does that mean? Very strange. Look at Rashi. He hoit telefona b'shas hashibud. When the Jewish people are suffering, the brick is a symbol of Jewish suffering, right? They suffered making mortars and bricks. So God showed them when Israel suffers, God Kaviyachol suffers along. So there was a visible symbol that God identifies with Jewish suffering by showing them a brick. Liskoi tzarasan shal Yisrael. That God always is mindful, remembers the pain and suffering of Israel. Shoyim mishibodim b'masel aveinim. Weren't they enslaved with brickwork? So God kept a brick Kaviyachol near him as a sign that he identifies with Jewish suffering.
What's the word for slavery? Shabuk? Shabak?
Slavery, abdut, mishibodim.
The shibodim.
Mishibodim means enslaved. Shoyim mishibodim.
Is it the same word as the police, the shabak?
No.
Mishibodim, from the word abdut, they were enslaved, the masel aveinim, with brickwork, right? Etzon shemayim l'toar. And then they saw the essence of heaven purity. What does that mean? Mishinagalu, when the Jewish people were redeemed, hoya or v'ched b'lefanav. And when the Jewish people suffer, God suffers along with us. When the Jewish people have what? Joy, then God is also joyful. Isn't that an amazing message that he showed them?
Wow.
Mishinagalu, and when the Jews were redeemed, hoya or v'chedva, there was light and joy in front of God. But what exactly did they do wrong? So Pasuk Yud Aleph says, Velatzile b'nei Yisrael, to the noblemen of the Israelites, Lo sholach yodoi, God did not stretch out his hand. Vayechzu et elhim, they beheld God, vayochlo vayishtu, and they what? And they ate and they drank. So what does that mean? So look at Rashi, Vayelatzile, who are the noblemen of Israel, Abba? Who are the noblemen of Israel? The nobles. Who are they? What's the Yud Aleph? Rashi says. Who they
Rosh
are.
Hashivas.
Nadav Avihu was the Canaan. Nadav Avihu was the Canaan. They're the noblemen. Loi sholach yodoi. God did not stretch out his hand. Miklau. If it says he didn't stretch out a hand, it shows that what? Shol Yeruyim. They were worthy that God should stretch out the hand against them.
They were worthy that
God should punish them. But he held his hand. God held back. Loi sholach yodoi. He didn't stretch out his hand. The Charaya says, Rashi, that they were worthy that God should stretch out their hands against them. What did they do bad? So Rashi said what they did bad was, take a look at the next passage. Yevzu Elokim, they beheld God. You see the next Rashi, bottom column?
He had a holding, they viewed God.
Yevzu Elokim, they beheld a vision of God. What this English says what they say?
They viewed God.
They viewed God.
And then they looked at him. And they looked at him with undue familiarity.
Like
he's my buddy.
Hoye mistaklen boy beleid gas. Hoye mistaklen boy beleid gas.
They went out and had a hot dog at
They stared.
It goes out.
They stared at him beleid gas matoch achila shtia. While they were feasting, they kept staring at God. Avram, what's the analogy? You have an audience with the Queen Elizabeth,
start eating
and you have a salami sandwich dribbling
in your mouth.
in your beard, the mustard and the sauerkraut. Right? It's not kovadik. Halachas kama v'kama. If you're having an audience with the King of Kings, why do you have the hot dog with the mustard and the sauerkraut dripping all over you? It's not kovadik.
Doesn't look good.
Right? It doesn't look good, and therefore they were chayiv misa.
Can you finish the speech? You're ready out to get a hot dog.
Unkelis doesn't agree at all. See, Rashi, this is Rashi's opinion, but Unkelis like Tirgum came. Unkelis says that's not shot at all. Unkelis says something amazing. Look at Avram Unkelis Yud Aleph.
Unkelis Yud Aleph.
Ularavale b'nei Yisrael, to the nobles, to the Rabbanim, the masters of the Israelites, loy hava niska. They suffered no damage. Listen to this, Avram. they suffered no damage. V'chazol yos yikarad Hashem, even though they beheld such a great vision of God, they suffered no damage. V'hava chadon b'korbein. Now remember, they were bringing offerings. Tiskabalu barava kilo achlan v'shosim. Their offerings that they brought to HaKadosh Baruch Hu made them so satiated as if they were eating what? A prime rib steak. Not that they were actually eating, but the mystical experience that they beheld was so satisfying to them as if they just had a 7-course meal.
Wow.
So I told you, Onkelos and Rashi have opposite.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
The spirit was filled up.
That's right. So it's not a put down at all. Rashi, it's a put down to them. Onkelos says no. Ki'ilu. They didn't actually feast, but their mystical experience was so satisfying, as if they were so satiated.
So why were they punished then?
So according to Onkelos, they weren't punished.
Not in VU were not punished?
They were punished, but not for this.
Oh, something
They don't
else.
know
They
the
were
reason.
punished because they brought strange fire. Remember, like my
They
fire?
don't even know the reason why.
They brought the Eish Zara. The
Not
Torah
even-
says they brought
not
Eish
actually,
Zara.
because it is.
The Torah says, so what's the strange fire?
This was on David.
And then, so you see,
Why does it Sekenim?
why did the Zakanim get wrapped?
No, in
According to
Later
Onkelos,
on,
later
that's
on.
the speaker.
So according to Rashi, they got zapped for this. According to Onkelos, they got zapped because they didn't teach the people properly, right? I guess
but at the end they were punished.
that's a posuk. In Midbar 11, they were punished. The question is, why were they punished? The Rashi said they were punished for this. Onkelos says it wasn't for this. It was something because they were not proper leaders. They didn't lead the people properly.
What about Rosh Hashanah? You make Kiddush before Shofar Blazing?
Yeah, what are we going to do with anything?
Before you go in front of God, asking the healer,
Yeah.
you have a drink.
Well, if you make Kiddush, then it's fine. If you make Kiddush, it's fine. But I want to know, how could you have these two great sages coming to opposite conclusions, and Abraham Sama, they both have to be what?
Right.
Part in a way, a part in another way.
What?
Some did not.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Onkelos obviously wrote his opinion a long time before Rashi.
Before Rashi. Right? Mm-hmm. It looks like the Gemara Bracha 17 agrees with Onkelos.
Wow.
Bracha 17 looks like
Goes with Uncle.
Onkel, because Bracha 17 on this pasuk says, not like this world is the afterlife. In the afterlife, there is no eating and there's no drinking,
Oh my God.
and there is no sex,
Oh my God.
and there's no business, and there's no jealousy, and there's no hatred.
Wow, that's
What a bore.
So what do they do? Tzaddikim
there's
sit
no elections either.
with crowns on their head,
You ever read
and they
Paradise
net and they nene meziv hashchina, and they have tremendous pleasure from the ziv. What does ziv mean? The shine, the shine, the splendor of the Shekhinah. Shenemar. So the Gemara in Brachos brings this puzzle. They beheld God and they ate and they drank.
Ah.
So they had an out-of-body experience. So this is where Onkelos is coming from. That in the afterlife, these people had an out-of-body experience. They were so close to God, they were already like in the afterlife.
Wow.
And the pleasure that they beheld from God's splendor was as if they just had like 17-course
Big,
meal. So you see that Onkelos is coming from the Gemara, not like Rashi.
Which Gemara?
Gemara, Brachos 17. Do we have Brachos here? Brachos
I
17.
believe.
17a. So the Gemara brings this puzzle to prove that in the afterlife there's no physical eating and drinking. What this pasuk means, they had an out-of-body experience, and they were so close to the Shekhinah, which we do in Olam Haba. It's like we have such a tremendous status that you wouldn't need a Zalman's hot dog in Olam Haba. The pleasure of being in God's company is much more pleasurable than any eating and drinking. Well, even,
So that's basically what the next road is in the presence of Hashem.
Right. What does that mean, Avram? It means, remember that song, reunited and it feels so good. Remember that song? Reunited.
Yeah, I remember
Therefore, when a tzaddik dies, it's called a wedding.
a wedding.
Hilula.
Like he's married to Hashem, so to speak.
Reunited. Gemara in Moed Katan, 25. When a tzaddik dies, Kosh Baruch Hu mesameach im haneshama kechatan im hakala. Moed Katan 25. Ki tzaddik niftar min haolam, Kosh Baruch Hu mesameach im haneshama. He rejoices with the soul kechatan im hakala.
Hashem rejoices with the dead person's soul.
Right, as a chassan rejoices with what?
Kala.
With the kala.
What is the meaning of Ilula?
Hilula means a wedding in Aramaic.
Hilula is a
Hilula is a
wedding.
wedding.
In Aramaic. So when a tzaddik dies, it's called a Hilula. And a tzaddik's yortzeit is also called a Hilula.
Marriage.
Marriage. In Aramaic, Hilula means a wedding.
Because he's getting married, so to speak.
Right? Taviyochel, he's reunited and it feels so good. Reunited. Who sang that? Reunited and it
Who
feels...
did sing? Look. That was what, in the 60s or something like that?
I think the 60s.
But this is.
No, reunited and feels so good. What?
Jay and the Americans.
Oh, he went to Torah Semitz.
He went to Torah Center.
Yeah.
He gives a lot
Jay
of,
Black.
So
He went to Torah
he
Center.
gave a lot of money to him when he made big bucks in the rock and roll.
Who? What? It should be mentioned in
Oops.
Here's the story.
What is it?
If they invent the vaccine for corona in the occupied territories,
Yeah.
the BDSers won't use it.
Good.
Right?
They'll
They'll
drop
dead. Boycott. BDS.
It's a good thing.
Now, how do we know, Avram, that God gave us everything? Rebecca Goldman's always asked me, how do I know? Maybe only God gave the Ten Commandments. Maybe the movie's right. Maybe the rest of the Torah Moses made up, chas v'sholom. There's actually a pasuk 24:12 that tells us, not like that, that it's all 24:12. 247, you bet.
You bet.
Ayoyim Hashem al Moshe, Alei alai ahara, come up to me to the mountain, Ve'esham and remain there, Ve'et telachon, I will give to you at luchot or even. What is that?
The tablets of
Stone. V'ha Torah,
and the Torah
V'ha mitzvah,
and the mitzvah
Asher katafti,
which I wrote
Lahorotam, to teach them.
teach them.
Why so
What
many
does
words?
This, yeah, what does this mean?
If you only got the Ten Commandments, should have said et luchot or even. So you see, the Gemara Brachas analyzing this pasuk. Why so many words? Avram, Brachas 5. You listening?
Yeah.
The word luchot, that's the Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments.
Torah,
Yeah, what's that?
that's mikra, scripture. The 5 books of Torah, the 5 books.
What's Ha'evan then?
Stone.
That's the 10 Commandments.
Written
Written on sapphire stone.
The tablets of the stone. All right, that's the
Sapphire
ten-
stone.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember sapphire? Kingfish? Sapphire stone. Torah is mikra, scripture.
Yeah.
HaMitzvah is the Mishnah.
Mitzvahs,
Mishnah. Asher Kosafti, that's the writings. That's the prophets and the writings. That's Nach. Lahorotam, to teach them Ze Gemara. Melamed Shekulam. Shekulam Nitnu Moshe B'Sinai. Not just the 10 Commandments. You can't trust the movie, Avram. The book is better. The book is so good, I worship the author. So the pasuk says clearly, Aaron, that Moses got it all. He got it all. Even the Nevi'im and the Ketuvim, because it says Asher Kosafti. Lahorotam, that's the Gemara. Melamed Shekulam, all of it, Rachmeel, all of it was given to holy Moses at Sinai.
Where is that?
Pasuk Yubet, 24:12. Gemara Brachas 5. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, I got it here.
24:12. In the Gemara Brachas on this.
Well, what book are you reading that from?
Brachas, page 5.
Oh, Brachas.
Brachas 5a.
Brachas 5a, okay.
Based on 24:12.
Here's the lovebirds.
They keep coming back.
They must be.
They want to build a nest here. Maybe they're Gilgulim.
Gulen.
Always
We
keep
already did
coming-
that. We already did the shooing away the mother bird, right? We did that.
We did that. Here's the one
They're
in
back
the other one
again.
we
They
did.
want to do it again.
We did it to the other one. They were in the other one.
Yes.
It's the same ones or different ones?
Who knows?
They all look alike. Right?
It's a cousin.
They
Cousin.
say
Okay.
they say we all look
Cousin.
alike to them, no?
Yeah, you know what they're saying to each other like that. How can their mothers tell them apart?
They all look alike. Oh boy, it's unbelievable. Ay, can't believe it.
You open the window?
So you know,
Pasuk Yud Gimel.
you Gimel.
Vayokam Moshe Yeshua. Let's learn Rashi. Let's learn Rashi on this pasuk. How does Rashi learn this pasuk? Why there's so many words? See, Rashi is also bothered why there's so many words. Rashi, you bet. Vayomer Shem Moshe Achamatn Torah. Alei Alai Ahara Veheyasham Arboim Yoim. So after God spoke the Ten Commandments, He told Holy Moses what? Come up to me and remain. How long, Avram? Arboim Yoim, and I'll give you Luchot to Even, V'HaTorah, V'HaMitzvah, Ashkesafti Laroitam. Says Rashi, Kol Shoish Meos Shloish Esrim Mitzvahs, B'chlal Asher Adibros. All of the 613 mitzvahs are contained in the Ten Commandments. See this?
Zion.
Footnote Zion. Avram, footnote Zion.
Footnote Zion.
Asher kasafti laroisam, which God says, I have written to teach them. What does he mean by that? Lo yisparsh kol Torah. Sharei achazman kosav Moshe's kol Torah. Shenem yichta Moshe atuma. Elo kachacha aseres hadibros kama. The question is, when did Moshe write the Torah, right? The two opinions of Gemara Gittin 60. Did he write it piecemeal, or did he write it all together at the end of 40 years? Okay, so that's according to one opinion. Did the Torah written Megillah or in one place? So this is according to one opinion. So back in Rashi now. Rabbeinu Sadye perish bazara shiyut cholti bedibor.
About 700, right?
Rabbeinu Sadye lived in the 1000s, and he, I don't know if this work is still in the extent. Rabbeinu Sadye, he showed how all of the 613 mitzvahs are contained in the Ten Commandments. He shows how all
600 are in the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, the Rabbeinu Sadye wrote something about 1,000 years ago or more, showing how all of the Diburim contain the 613 mitzvahs. Okay? So Moshe is going up the mountain to get the Torah. Look at Pasuk Yud Gimel. Vayokam Moshe, Yeshua Mishar Slavayal Moshe al Har Elohim. Moshe got up, Yeshua and his servant, and Moshe went up the mountain of God to get the rest of the Torah, right?
Rabbi.
To get the rest of the Torah. Lachamat Torah, yes.
Har Elohim.
It's Har Sinai,
Yes, it's a very strong
the mountain of God, right?
expression. How
Yeah,
can it be
yeah.
that Har Elohim is not any kedusha anymore.
Well, that's Rabbi Soloveitchik's question. It's called the mountain of God, and there's no kedusha today because we have no input. Avram, we didn't contribute nothing. No input on our part. It's called the Har Elokim, not only here. Look at Parshas Yisro. It's called Har Elokim there too. Look. Look at Parshas Yisro. It's called there also Har Elokim.
Not even Harabait is called Har
One
Elokim.
second. Page 222, Pasuk Hey.
222.
222 Hey.
222.
So that's the question. Avraham, there's no Chabad house there. 222 Pasuk Hey. Oh wait, there's an asterisk there. You want to read it?
Vayago Yitro Otan
Hotein Moshe.
Ote Moshe Uvanav Yishto El Moshe El Hamidbar Asher Hu Honeh Sham Har Elohim.
Good. So Yisro came with the family to Moshe in the Midbar where he was camped there. Where was he camped, Avram? Har Elokim. And yeah, there's no Kedusha today. There's no Chabad house today. So Rav Soloveitchik explains because we had no contribution. We didn't contribute. Unlike Temple Mount, where we contribute blood, sweat, and tears.
Did we contribute to Harabait?
Yes, to the Akedah. Wasn't that with the Har? That's what he said. The Akedah Yitzchak. Therefore, the Harabais is that's when the Akedah took place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his whole point, right?
But the people who say that the third temple is just going to fall out of the sky,
Well,
aren't they saying that
Rabbi.
we won't have any participation in it?
no. So that's I'll tell you. The Vilna Gaon of some Sprecher they make a pshara. The Chlokas, Rashi, and the Rambam and Tosfot. Will the third temple be made by human hands or godly hands? So when they both disagree, they're both right. So Vilna Gaon of some Sprecher said it'll be a partnership.
Yom Hashishi.
We'll do ours, and he'll do his. You know,
Yom Hashishi.
it'll be a joint effort. What?
Yom Hashishi.
Yom HaShishi, yeah.
So the matara of all the creation
Yeah.
was Shishi of Sivan.
The whole world waited for HaShishi, the 6th of Sivan.
Which was where? On Harabait. On
Har Sinai.
Har Elohim.
That's right. Har Sinai.
And this is not important?
Important. Then it was important. Now it's not no more because we didn't contribute. That's the Pella.
There's a midrash that he says
That's the great Pella.
he moved,
The
moved
point-
it over to here. He moved the mountain
We didn't
of
contrib-
Sinai over to Harabaya when he gave the mountain.
We didn't
I know,
contribute
I know.
where?
At Har Sinai, there was no input on our part. Why
We just
is it,
received,
there was,
right?
right?
So therefore what?
So there, why is it Har Elokim not holy today?
Oh,
There's
that's
no Chabad.
why?
Is there a Chabad house there?
No. There's a Lahavdil, there's a monastery.
And we don't even know where it is.
There was השתתפות. והתייצבו על תחתית ההר.
Yeah, but we had no Mesiras Nefesh on our part.
That's why Mount
We
Sinai is not
we
holy?
said we'll say
That's why Soloveitchik's
we'll
great
hear, we'll
Kiddush.
do.
There was no Mesiras Nefesh. We
We
laid
said-
back.
We said we'll hear and we'll do.
When we don't invest any blood, sweat, and tears, he said that's why the first tablets didn't last. We didn't invest no blood, sweat, and tears. The second tablets, Avram, Moshe hacked and he chiseled and he hacked and he chiseled and he hacked and he schwitzed and he dragged those heavy sapphire stones up a mountain with no escalator.
Oh,
That's why it's
Hakachaynik.
called Kedusha. Hakachaynik. And he slept those heavy 80-year-old man out.
Hakachaynik.
That's what he said. That's why the second tablets are holier than the first.
What did that mean?
When we and God.
Hakachaynik.
Hack means don't give me a headache.
Chaynik is
Shaynik is
to make the tea.
a tea.
Keep on.
What's the
Teapot.
connection?
I don't know what's the
Don't
saying.
burn it, Mike.
Hakmanish Kachayni. Don't give me a headache.
Don't burn
My
it,
father
Mike.
used to say this.
Right? That's a Yiddish
You know what,
expression.
bang the head on the wall?
My
Slang.
father hated Yiddish.
Feels so good.
Why?
You
Yeah.
know, because he grew up in Germany, and you know the Yekkes,
Ah.
so he like the Ostjuden.
I
Or
was
so
thinking
he
the
was
other day,
Sinat Chinam.
the God is a
Uh,
Yeki. He's always on time. He gives the exact measurements,
Mhm,
measure for
yeah.
measure. God must be a Yeki.
Who?
God.
Rashi wonders what Yeshua ben Nun was doing, Avram. Moshe went up the mountain to get the Torah. How come it says Yeshua accompanied him, Avram? Why did Yeshua accompany him? See Pasuk Yud Gimel on 247. Yokam Moshe Yeshua Misharto. So Rashi writes, you know, what does Rashi say?
Second.
72 times he says, Lo Yed, or 77 times he says, I don't know. I think 77 times, Avram.
Where's this? Where's the first one?
If you Jimel. Vayokam
Jimel.
Moshe Yeshua Mishar. So what does Rashi say?
Lo yadati.
Lo yadati mati Yeshua kam. What's Yeshua doing over here? Moses going up the mountain to get the Torah. Well, what's Yeshua ben Nun hanging around here for? I don't know. Vaymerani. First he says, I don't know. And then he says, maybe I do know. Look how modest he is. First he says, Lo yadati. What Yeshua is doing. And then he says, V'omerani. And I say, Shehoya Talmud Melabe El Rav. The Talmud Yeshua was escorting his Rebbe Moshe ad Mekom Hakbalat Tchumei Har until the boundary where no one could approach the mountain. She'ena Rishoy Leilach Misham Bahala. Even Yeshua had no permission to what?
Go up.
To go up the mountain. He just accompanied Holy Moses until the boundary as a sign of kavod. That the Talmud is escorting his Rebbe until as far as he can go, because even Yeshua could not go up the mountain. He had to remain at the foot, by the boundary there. Umisham vayal Moshe levadoi. And from there, Moses climbed the mountain himself. Elahar Elokim. Yeshua not Tasham. Listen to this. Yeshua pitched his tent, Avram. Where did he pitch his tent? At the foot of the mountain. The Saker Sham, Kol HaBorim Yom, and he remained waiting there at the foot of the mountain in the Boy Scout tent all 40 days.
Yehoshua.
Right, waiting for his Rebbe to come down. Shekei Mutzinu, Kashayard Moshe, when Moshe came down with the tablets of him, when did he come down? What's 40 days from the 7th of Sivan? Shivos B'Tammuz. When Moshe came down, Yeshua was not in the camp. He didn't know having golden calf disco. Where was Yeshua? Camped at the foot of the mountain. By Yishma Yeshua, it's Koilo Ambereyoi. Yeshua heard all this commotion in the camp. But he didn't know what's going on. Lamadnu Shlohoyu Yeshua was not with them. He was camped at the foot of the mountain waiting for his beloved Rebbe to what? To come down.
Come down.
So he didn't know what's going on with the golden calf disco. Pasuk Yudalit, Belazakainim Amar. So before Moshe ascended the mountain, he told the Zakainim, Shvulon Abuzeh, remain here. Ad Asher Noshiv Aleichem, until we return to you. V'hinei Aaron V'chur, Imochem, Mi Baldevarim Yeyigash Aleim. Who's in charge when I'm going out? Who's in charge? You would think Yeshua, but Yeshua is waiting at the foot of the mountain. Who's going to be in charge of the camp, Avram? Who? Aaron and Chur.
He was killed.
This is only the third time his name is mentioned.
Mi Baldevar, if you have any problem, approach them. Look at Rashi Yudalit Avram, bottom of 247, left column. When Moshe left the camp to climb the mountain, he left instructions with the Zakanim, right?
Yeah.
Zakanim, right? And he said to them, Shvul on the Bazeh. What does that mean? Hislak Vukan, remain here. Imshar al Mamachne, remain here in the camp with the rest of the people. The people.
So Caleb is a
1 second.
Caleb's from the side of tribe.
Lios Nechainim, remain here to be prepared to judge the people. Chur, who was Chur? The bottom Rashi, Yehuda, who's Chur?
He's the son
Dinah
of
Shel Miriam.
And Caleb, who is from the tribe of
Yehuda. So Chur was the son of Miriam.
It was like me, Yehuda Lev. Yehuda is, he was a Yehuda tribe of Yehuda with the father, and Levi from the mother.
Dinah Shel Miriam. Right, his mother was a Levite, and his mother Miriam, and his father was Kaleb ben Yefuna. Kaleb ben Yefuna. Shenema vayikach loy Kaleb es Ephrat. Kaleb married Ephrat, but Taled lo as Chur. It's a posuk in Divrei Hayom. Abram, who's Ephrat? Abram, who's Ephrat? Who Miriam?
It was Miriam.
She had another name.
Ephrat is another word for Miriam?
That's right. Look at Chronicles 1, 2. Chronicles 1, 2. It says that Kaleb married Ephrat, and she gave birth to Chur. And Ephrat is what Clark Kent Superman. Ephrat is Miriam. Okay. So Mi Baal Devorim, you have a dispute. Approach Aaron and Chur, but Yeshua ben Nun, he couldn't approach him because he was what? He was not in the camp. He was pitched at the foot of the mountain, waiting for his Rebbe to come down. right?
Well, Aaron and Hur were,
Aaron and Hur.
you know, when he chose Joshua and took over for him, and Yeshua,
Yeah.
Aaron and Hur were dead already. So, you know,
Yeah.
so maybe, whatever reason, maybe he would have chosen Aaron and Hur to take over for him if either one of them was alive.
Yeah.
But since they were, you have to be, you can't be a Mashiach when you're dead.
Oh.
Don't say that to Chabad.
Yeah.
But, so
Okay.
therefore, what choice do they have except take Joshua? Maybe he would have taken Aaron or Hur.
Now you learn the halacha, Aaron. Can you tell someone, meet me in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral? Aaron, can you tell
No.
somebody like that? Why not? How do you
What's the
know?
Avodah Zarah there?
Page 244, Pasuk,
It's getting pleasure from.
244, no, it's a lav in the Torah, 244, what Pasuk? Yud Gimel. 244 Yud Gimel.
244 Yud Gimel.
Yeah. V'chol ha'shamarti alechem tishameru, v'shem elim achem l'tzkiru lo'yisham apicha. The name of Getchkis, don't mention, it shouldn't be heard in your mouth. See that? Pasuk Yud Gimel, the end of the verse.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Which chapter?
No, not heard.
23:13.
upon thy mouth, Yeah.
Yeah, what does it say? Yeah. So look at Rashi says, Rashi Yud Gimel, you see that? Chol ha'shamarti aleichem tishameru. Last is kol ha'mitzvah say bazara, mitzvah shmira Torah malav, loy taskiru. What does that mean, Abraham? Look at the Rashi. Shelo yoymela, you can't tell your friend, or even your enemy, shemorli b'tzad avodah zara ploinus. Let's meet in front of the statue of the Virgin Mary. You're not allowed to say that. Shemorli b'tzad avodah zara ploinus. Let's meet in front of this avodah zara. Oy tamoid imi beyoim avodah zara ploinus. Or stand with me in the holiday of this avodah zara. You can't mention a Getchka's name. Therefore, when we say Yoshka, we say Yoshka. Or we say J.C. Penney.
J.C. Penney.
Right?
You can't say his.
Once, no, Yosh, Dovarach, yeah.
Gemara is written.
So the, no, it's written,
Eish.
Oto Ish, or Yitzhin Vav, Yemach Shemol V'Zichroi.
It
It's
refers
written
only
Yisha.
to Chumash, also to.
You're not allowed to mention, so the Gemara in Sanhedrin asked, I have Balzaphon and Molech.
They are mentioned here.
So the Gemara answers that a Getchke that's written in the Tanakh is kosher. I mean, to mention.
It's kosher to mention.
To mention. The Gemara asked Avram, how can the Torah itself contradict? It says, don't mention the name of a Getchke, and the Chumash itself mentions Molech, Baal, Balzaphon.
They're not worshipped today.
No, so the Gemara answers,
They're in the
if the Getchke is mentioned in Tanakh, then that's, you can mention it. If it's not mentioned in Tanakh, then you can't mention it. So Yoshka
That's how they can
and
use
Fat
the
Boy
months.
are not mentioned in Tanakh.
That's how they can use the months' names.
You know
of
what,
the,
Rabbi?
So that's why you can say Tammuz, because Tammuz is mentioned in the book of Yecheskel. Tammuz is the name of a Getchke, but since Yecheskel mentions it in Tanakh, it becomes what?
Okay.
Okay to mention.
Kosher.
So this lav is only if it's not mentioned in Tanakh.
Can you say it again? Can you say that last thing again? Because it's what's mentioned where?
If the name of a Getchke is mentioned in Tanakh, then you're allowed to say it,
Oh, you like to say it?
because Tanakh says it.
Okay.
That's what we call our month Tammuz, which is the name of a Babylonian deity. Because Yecheskel mentions Tammuz.
Okay. All right.
But if it's not mentioned in the Tanakh, like a Fat Boy, what's his name?
going to the movie this afternoon. It's
Oh.
supposed to be a movie.
Supposed to be a movie? Okay,
You know,
like Yoshki.
Yeah, that's why we
Then-
can't mention his name.
No, you have to make fun of it,
Ramban says,
right? Like cheeses. You say cheeses?
Gavino.
Givino, right?
That's right. Gavino singular. Gavino plural.
What?
I say it together when I buy.
No, you say cheeses. You don't say his name. You make fun of the name. You can't say
Cheese whiz.
Ramban says,
cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz.
Ramban says,
Yeah.
Islam
I never heard that
is
one
not
before. That's a good one.
Avodah Zarah.
Right.
But
What did
But
Rambam say? He said what?
Islam is not a
it's not
Avodah Zarah.
It is not. Okay.
Right.
But to my knowledge,
Yeah.
all the Islamists, they worship the Kaaba, which is a stone.
Okay, I don't have to
So
worship.
Rambam didn't know that?
Maybe in his day they didn't worship the Kaaba. Maybe in his day they didn't worship it.
They worship the stone or
That's
they
a
pray at the
that's a
stone?
corruption of it.
We don't worship the
They
Western.
circle around the stone.
They make a kofis.
Make a
They
coffee.
worship it. Maybe in this day they weren't doing that. Maybe that's corruption of Islam.
You know they're doing that today?
Maybe it's
They
a
do that
corruption
today?
of Islam.
It's a main function of this.
The real Frummas say it's Avodah Zarah.
Among
I read
Muslims,
the real Frumma Muslims.
They say it's Avodah
That's
Zarah.
Avodah Zarah.
They're right.
The real from
The real Frumma
The
Muslims.
Haredi Muslims.
Right.
they are Avodah Zarah.
They say that this
Really, they don't. In other words, not everyone in Islam does that.
does that, right? It's not the
Not everyone does what?
This what you're
Circle the
describing.
Kaaba.
It's a major obligation to do the Hajj. You know what Hajj is?
make a
Once
pilgrimage.
yeah, once in your life you have
Yeah.
to
Can
do
you
that.
close the windows, please? Hello. You can go to Chalonot. Hello. Let's go to Chalonot. Can I? You can go. Carly. תודה. תודה.
לא חנוק?
No, the Carly. תודה.
קרלי.
תודה. שכוח. So, yeah. So you're not allowed to say, meet me by this Avodah Zarah. You're not allowed to say that. If you want to mention a Getchka's name, you should make fun of it. You should make fun of it. Okay?
You shouldn't make fun of
You
it.
should make fun of it. You're not allowed to make latzonas, except when it comes to Avodah Zarah. There, you're supposed to make fun.
Oh, good.
So you can make fun of
You're supposed to make fun of Avodah Zarah. Mock it.
so you can mock the Christians, their religions,
It's not a good idea.
Not
Not
in
from them
public.
anyway.
Neighborhood you're in.
Not in
Yeah,
public.
what neighborhood?
Mhm.
and not in public.
Yes. Fifth Shulchan Aruch. Huh?
Right. Pevov. You can't make up a meeting place in front of Avodah Zarah. Mention the name. Okay?
Can't say meet me at the in front of the church or something.
Right.
You can say meet me in front of the mosque.
Mosque you can say, yeah. Because mosque is not Avodah Zarah. Huh?
Can't say meet me opposite the Buddhist temple, right?
No.
When I was a kid, I was in the Cub Scouts,
Yeah.
and we had our meetings every week were in the basement of a church. It was like a community hall,
Right.
but it wasn't the church sanctuary. It was just like a public, like a place where they would have meetings and stuff.
The poskim wonder when you're allowed to go to vote. In the
Yeah,
old
it's
days, they used to
voting
vote in a
In
church.
church, right?
Yeah.
There's a machlokas of poskim whether you're going to a church to
Yeah,
vote.
there was in Wilmington.
What
I
they
lived
what did
in
they
Wilmington.
answer?
There's
That's a good
machlokas.
question.
Some say yes, some say not
It's
going.
a machlokes, huh?
Yeah, in Wilmington, we lived. Well, there was a church and a synagogue right next to each other.
Yeah,
It was an Anglican church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's where we voted.
in the
Right
Anglican
across
church.
the street from my house. Yeah.
So they said in that case they said yes, right?
Yeah, nobody said anything about it.
Right, we gotta do.
But again, it wasn't in the chapel. It was in the just a community room.
Yeah. All right, looking up.
Lishama picha shouldn't be heard on your mouth. So Rashi says, look at Rashi. The name of the getcha shouldn't be heard on your mouth. So what does Rashi say?
Where are we?
We're on 23:13, right? In the Rashi, al picha. What does Rashi say? Al picha. See Rashi? You Gimel? No.
שלא תעשה שותפות עם גוי,
So it means you're not allowed to make a partnership with a goy. Why not?
וישבע לך בעבודה זרה,
Shalom.
שלא נמצאת, אתה גורם שיזכור על ידך.
You're not allowed to make a partnership with a non-Jew?
Why? Because let's say you have a sissuch with him.
What's a sischu? Machlokas?
Machlokas with him, and he'll take you to court, and he'll swear by the name of his avodah zarah that you swindled him. So you're causing him
To swear.
to swear by the name of J.C. Penney,
If you go,
right? He'll take an oath in the name of his getchka.
if you
You're
are,
goyrim him.
if you are an ad on court
Yeah.
in America, and you have to swear,
Not allowed to swear. You affirm. not
Affirm,
swear.
you can affirm.
You affirm. You don't swear. Not allowed to. You say you affirm.
I affirm,
Affirm. Sanhedrin 63 says, from here you'll learn out, Avram, Rashi's coming from there, you can't make a shutah with a goy, because maybe you'll have a sichsa with him, and you're going to take him to court, that he stole from you, and he'll take an oath that he didn't steal, he'll mention his getchka.
So
The
how can,
Torah says, 1 minute, Lo yishama al picha.
You can't go to court?
partner. You make him swear, right?
No, but
You
what
cause
happens-
him to take an oath. 1 second.
But any machlok, even if he's not a partner, what about anytime if you have to go to court?
If you're not a partner, then what is there's no achrayus to him. You're not responsible for him.
Okay.
But if you're his partner, you're causing him to swear that he didn't swindle you, and he'll say J.C. Penney. So there's machlokas Rishonim over here. Listen to this.
It's even for
Is this mamish issa deraisa or midas chasidus? The machlokas Rishonim, whether this Gemara is mamish issa deraisa or rak mamish chasidus ba'alma. The Ramah Paskins in Shulchan Aruch are posting Aram.
Yeah.
The Yesh Makilin. Lasa Shutvim im Oivet Kachavim Bizman Hazeh. The Ramah Paskins is an amazing Ramah. Avram Berkowitz, fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah.
The Ramah Paskins that today we are makel. How do you say that in English? We are lenient and we do allow to make partnership with Goyim today. Mishim Sha'oiv Kachavim Bizman Hazeh. Because Goyim today, speaking about Christians, he says, incredible. This is from Mal Heter, based on Rabbeinu Tam. Says the Christians today, they don't swear to a Getchke, even though they mention J.C. Penney's name. But who do they mean?
Good.
They mean the real God. You hear the tremendous...
Wow, who said this?
The Ramah. He had break the places. How do you say that in English?
Broad shoulders.
Now he says as follows. Of the Kachavim Bizman Hazeh, Goyim today, speaking about the Christians, who lived in Poland in the 1560s, Christians, right? Catholics.
Yeah.
I'm desperate, these.
When they swear, even though they mention Yoshke, Mikol Mokom Kabanatam, Los Hashemayim V'Oretz. Their intention is what? To the one true God. But they believe in dualism. Goyim are not commanded against belief in dualism.
Hold.
There's an amazing
Isn't that what the
Ramah.
7 mitzvahs b'nei Noah?
There's an
For them, it's not about Azara. For us, it is.
beautiful. The Ramah Paskins. Now the Rambam doesn't agree, but the Ramah are posek.
Yeah.
Based on Ritei Yatan that B'nai Noach are not commanded ala shituf. As long as they believe in God, they're permitted to believe in the Trinity.
Really? Wow, I never heard this before.
From where? From this passage?
This is the Ramah's sak. The Rambam argues,
It's my focus, right?
right, but we follow Ashkenazim.
We follow the Ramah.
Right? Of Gimel, Pasuk Yud Gimel. But the Ramah in Shulchan Aruch, Simin Kuf Nun Vav. Orach Chaim, Simin Kuf Nun Vav. That B'nai Noach are not mitzvah ala shituf. Shituf means to believe in the Trinity. As long as they believe in God, for them it's not avodah zarah. For us, the Trinity is avodah zarah. For us, it's avodah zarah. But for them,
It's not a
it's not avodah zarah.
Wow.
Again, the Rambam doesn't agree, but this is the Ramah and the Rabbeinu Tam.
So then why all these people say Christianity is about
The
Azara?
Yeshma, because they follow the Rambam sheet. Everybody says it's avodah zarah for us.
Us.
The
Yeah.
Machlokes is what it's avodah zarah for them.
Them. But isn't it? It's
That's a
either
major machlokas.
isn't it something like an objective reality? Either it is or it isn't.
And the Rabbeinu Tam has a very strong raya. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. They have to say it. Elokeinu Echad. We have to believe.
Oh, but
We
not
have to believe
there.
that He's one. But they're not capable of that. This is the Rabbeinu Tam's tremendous raya.
Wow.
And it's actually a Rashi in Chumash. Wow. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. We are commanded to believe in the one and only.
Not them.
Not them. Shema Yisrael. It doesn't say Shema Goyim. It says Shema Yisrael.
Shema Ha'olam. There's no word.
Shema, why Shema? You see the Rabbeinu Tam stark raya. It's a tremendous raya for the Rabbeinu Tam. Shema Yisrael.
Here
Hashem
Israel.
Elokeinu. Why not here UN?
Right.
Shema UN.
Yeah.
Because they're not capable of that. As long as they believe in
not
God.
Required. Maybe they're not required.
Well, that's Rabbeinu Tam. And that's the Ramah. As long as they believe in Hashem, and they do believe in Hashem, and they do,
Yeah.
so for them it's Beseder. For us it's Avodah Zarah. Rambam disagrees, and he says it's Avodah Zarah even for them.
Who brought this?
Torah Tamima. He brings this. And it's actually Avram Rashi in Chumash. It's actually a Rashi in Chumash. Shema Yisrael. Is that Deuteronomy 6? Where's that Shema Yisrael? Is that Deuteronomy 6? Yeah. So Rashi in Chumash.
Page?
It looks like Rashi agrees with his grandson, the Rabbeinu Tam.
Page?
Page 557, Pasuk Daled Avram. Take a look.
$557?
Yeah, look at 557 Daled.
$557.
It seems to be a Meferish or Rashi in Chumash like the Ramah, like Rabbeinu Tam. See Rashi Dalit, Shema Yisrael. See Rashi Dalit, Shema Yisrael.
See Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad.
Look at Rashi, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. What is Rashi?
Shehu Elokeinu
Ata.
V'lo Elokeinu.
Now he is the one God only for us. Look how it's in Rashi's words. Ata Achshav. He is our one and only God. But he's not the one God for the nations. Atid lios Hashem echad. When Mashiach comes, he'll be the one God for them too. Shenemar ki oz epoch el ha'amim safa barura likra v'shem Hashem. Sifanya says, what does oz mean, Arbo?
Then
When is then? When Mashiach comes, I will turn over to all the nations of Safa Barura, Likroi Kulam B'Shem Hashem, then all of them will be able to proclaim the name of the one and only God. In that day, God will be one. Now he's not one.
Well, no,
now he's one for us,
right,
but not for
not
the
for
UN,
them.
because they have the the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. When Mashiach comes, Zechariah tells us,
then
and Tzfanya, they'll get rid of that stuyot. And they'll acknowledge Hashem Echad, but now they're not capable.
they're not capable.
And they're not required. So Rashi agrees with his grandson. Who's his grandson?
Rabbeinu Tam.
Against the Rambam.
Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam agree on anything?
Well, they're grandson and grandpa.
Well, no, but Rabbeinu, wasn't he the trouble? Didn't Rashi once say this kid's going to be trouble?
Right, Rashi said, yeah, he's going to pull. He pulled this. He yanked his children off his head. You know, he was a little boy. Rabbeinu Tam was a little kid sitting on Rashi's lap.
Yeah, and what happened?
He was his grandfather.
Yeah, so
Playing with him, bouncing
yeah,
on the knee.
yeah.
And in those days, they wore tefillin all day.
Yeah,
So little Rabbeinu Tam reached up and he
moved
he
it.
moved the tefillin over
Yeah, over Rashi's
head. So
yeah.
he said, "This boy will give me trouble."
Rabbeinu Tam the film.
Right.
When my son was a toddler, his uncle, my brother-in-law, picked him up and was holding him. And he wore a toupee. My son goes, "Hat!" Pulled the toupee on him in his office.
How did he know it was a toupee?
He didn't, but he just grabbed his hair and it came off his head.
Wow.
So I mean, see Rashi saying. So Rashi quotes Tzfanya and Zechariah.
Yeah.
And Shema said, now we believe he's one and echad. The Goyim are not able that. When
They're
the
not
time will
capable.
come, when Mashiach comes,
Then the United Nations.
then them also believe in Hashem echad. But now they're not capable.
Yeah.
So if they believe in Hashem,
Yeah.
with Shituf, for them it's Beseder.
Yeah.
That's the Ramah's opinion in Orachayim Simin Kufnun Vav.
Wow.
And tremendous kula to become a shittus with Christians. You see that?
Oh, so
Become
this enabled partnerships with Christians.
That's
then?
right. Because when they swear in J.C. Penney's name,
So what do you expect?
they mean really Hashem. Afa pishim askirim shem v'odus kachavin, kavanosam la'osa shemayim v'aretz.
No.
So then he can't call J.C. Penney a false god.
He's a false god.
He is
For
a
us,
false
he's a
god.
false god.
To us, but not to
For
them.
us, for them.
For them, he's still a false god, but they don't know any better.
That's right. They're not expected to know better yet. Vayoimahu, vayoimahu.
Then all the humility.
Then they'll realize their shtuyot.
Vatican.
It's actually a pasuk in Yirmiyahu. It's an amazing pasuk in Yirmiyahu. Once you have a chiddush, you plug it in. It's actually a pasuk in Yirmiyahu. Take a look. It's a pasuk in Yirmiyahu. Jeremiah was a prophet, was a good friend.
Plus we're gonna Yahoo.
Pasuk in Yirmiyahu. It's on page 412. It's Jeremiah 16,
4:12.
verse 19. 412,
Jeremiah 16,
verse 19.
4:12:19, right? 4:12, verse 19.
Yeah, 412, pasuk Yutes from the Haftorah.
Good
Okay.
test.
Yeah, how does it say that? Jeremiah 16:19.
Shemozi,
Shemuzi Mozi, God is my strength and my what? Fortress. In the day of my tzara, all the goyim will come from the ends of the earth, and they will say, Sheker, Nachla v'sein hevel ve'en b'mo'il. When Mashiach comes, the goyim will acknowledge that their forefathers gave them a doctrine of Sheker. Ve'en b'mo'il, and nothing helped them. Look at Pasuk Kaf. Hayasa v'yodam Elohim. Can you make a human being into a god? Aim
The Christian didn't read
Isn't that
it.
amazing?
This is on 4:12?
Yeah, 412 plus the Yutes and Kaf. So Yirmiyahu says when Mashiach comes, they'll realize that their fathers gave them a sheker, nachalu, a kosikov, hayasale odam Elohim. Can you make from a human being a god? Behem Elohim, a human being is not God. So they'll realize their mistake when Mashiach comes. See what Jeremiah is saying there.
My question is,
What?
would there be a change if we postpone the Kama?
What do you mean?
I'm thinking to the Christians.
Yeah.
So, ויאמרו, אך שקר נחלו אבותינו.
Hevel, vanity ve'em b'mo'il.
קומה.
Yeah.
היעשה לי אדם אלוקים.
Yashaloi odam Elohim ve'em elo Elohim. Can you make for yourself a human being into a god? Can you make a human being into a god for yourself? But that's what they did. It's a nebuch on them. But
Chema, what does it mean?
what?
Vechema.
Behema, and they are not a god.
Vechema means?
Behema, they. Behema means they, right?
Vechem.
Behem and they. Behema is like Behem, lo Elohim.
Okay.
Okay? But again, the Rambam Shita is that Christianity is Avodah Zarah. For Avram Baruch Hashem, we all agree, thank God, Avram, please, we all agree that Christianity for Yidden is 100% Avodah Zarah.
But they
Baruch
say,
Hashem, everybody agrees with that.
Thank
All
God.
Thank God. All machlokes is whether it's Avodah Zarah for them.
For them.
So that's the machlokes, the Rambam and the Ramah.
Okay.
Actually, the Rambam, the Rabbeinu Tam.
They say he's
Actually, Rashi, Rabbeinu Tam, and the Ramah against the Rambam. 3 superstars of them against the Rambam. That's
They
pretty
say-
good. What?
They say he's the son of God.
That's Shituf.
No, I've been told, I've
That's
had,
Shituf.
I've had arguments with where they say, no, he is God. Because it says that.
Well, they
It
say-
depends- It depends on what.
Well, they say the
group-
Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost.
They say it's all one.
It's
That's
like Rabbi
Shituf.
Miller.
That's Shituf.
Rabbi Miller said Christianity. When you say Christianity, what Christianity are you talking about? It's changing all the time. He said the last couple hundred years they added on this thing with Mary. Now they worship Mary as a god or something like that. It's like what it started out with J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney was a Jew, right?
Right.
And then Paul came along and added all this other garbage, right? But it keeps on changing. Every couple hundred years they add on something else.
Rabbi Gamliel, you know,
They
Paul,
went to Egypt.
Shaul.
They went to Egypt.
He learned by Rabbi Gamliel.
Really?
Can you imagine that?
Rabbi Miller said J.C. Penney
He's
was
the
a
one who
nobody.
was out.
The person that got Christianity started was Paul.
Shaul.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another thing they can blame on
That's
us,
right.
right?
His name was
Gamaliel
Shaul.
was the one who was
He changed
out.
it.
Yeah.
The Greeks changed it to Paul.
Yeah.
Was he out? What was he
He
out?
was the chief of the Sanhedrin,
The chief of Sanhedrin, yeah.
and he was
Why?
qualified.
Why?
Who was the one who was qualified being
Or Shimon ben Gamliel,
his son?
because he humiliated Rabbi Yeshua.
Yes, his son.
So there are other, they deposed him, humiliated him, his son. Shimon ben Gamliel.